Antony to Real Betis. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place between all parties of Manchester United. Two documents checked, then time to travel and medical tests. United will let him leave on loan deal with no buy clause. He's formally back to United in June. Fabrizio Romano's broke just now. Antony, here we go. Loan move to Real Betis. He's leaving United. Now, amorim would only sanction Antony's exit if he's going to get a replacement. Now, there is some updates and talk of Dorgu to Manchester United right now. There's also some links to Antony. And at the end of this video, we're going to talk about players that United may be reportedly signing to replace Antony. But also, Marcus Rashford is expected to leave. So there could now be two signings in the window. But there's big news coming out about Garnacho to Napoli. Napoli's set to make their move up their bid. They've spoken to Garnacho. He's spoken to Conte. There's a meeting tonight. Napoli, top of Serie A, want to get Garnacho done tonight. The player wants to move. Ineos ready to sell. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about AC Milan and Hojlund. Now, I don't think Hojlund's going to leave Manchester United, but according to some sources, it's a possibility that Hojlund can go to Milan. I mean, what is the latest on that? I mean, so much news coming about, people. It is crazy at the moment. So this is your 10-minute news roundup. So please do go ahead and hit that like button if you have not already. And of course, subscribe down below if you're new. But Antony, here we go, is the breaking news. And I reported this 2 days ago. I said, Antony, here we go soon. And people were saying, oh my God, there's not going to be a here we go soon. Oh my God, there's not going to be a here we go soon. I told you there was going to be a here we go soon for Antony because it was coming from reliable sources that Antony to Betis was close. And it's now been confirmed by reliable sources today, 2 days later, that we've got the here we go. Anyway, Real Betis hope to complete the signing of Antony on loan today. Real Betis will pay less than half of Antony's salary in a loan move. Manchester United have inserted a penalty clause if the winger doesn't play a series of matches. So Antony, if his medical and everything goes all right, the move to Real Betis will be completed. They're going to pay less than half his salary. So you can see how desperate we are to get Antony out. It's basically the whole point of this loan move is let's hope Antony plays so his value goes up so we can sell him. That is the whole point of this loan move, which is absolutely crazy. It's like we're paying for him to leave so he can get more minutes to hope that we can sell him because he's impossible to sell. Because John Murta gave Antony 200 grand a week, which is an absolute disgrace when he was on 20 grand a week at Ajax. And also, when the price tag for Antony went above 40 million, we should have walked away. We should have walked away. Gakpo was there for 30 million pounds, and we decided to spend 85 million on Antony. Just going to tell you that. Anyway, it has been said there's a full agreement in place for Antony to join Real Betis on loan. He is given permission to travel to Spain. Antony plans to travel to Seville in the next few hours to complete his loan move to Betis. And Antony's agreed every detail of his move to Real Betis on loan until the end of the season. Man United and Betis to seal the deal this week. One final round of talks. Here we go soon, said Romano last night. We've obviously got the here we go. There we go. Other news that came in on Antony was basically Ruben Amorim wants to make sure that, you know, he is allowed signings if he lets Antony go. So the fact that Antony, here we go, he's been allowed to leave says to me that Ruben Amorim's been assured by those inside United he's getting signings and they're working on signings right now. And we're going to talk about that in a second. And it is said that Antony's set to join Real Betis, meaning that United will now be active in the transfer market over the next few days. Is that for a wing-back? Is that for a number 10? Because the only real credible links coming out right now is in regards to Dorgu to Manchester United. But apparently Antony on loan is allowing us to bring someone in, which is the most important thing. Because I tell you what, we need a left wing back and we need a left 10. We need two people in at least. I think we can wait till the summer to get a centre back, to get a striker, to get a midfielder, to get a right wing back. But left 10 and left wing back, that is priority. And if Garnacho leaves, then we've definitely got the funds for that. It was said Alejandro Garnacho wants to join Napoli. They've offered him a 5-year contract worth more than double his current salary. The coming days will be decisive. Alejandro Garnacho has spoken to Antonio Conte on the phone, and Napoli are close to reaching the agreement with Garnacho. So apparently Garnacho and Conte have spoken. Garnacho wants Napoli. They've offered him a contract. They're doubling his salary. The next few days are going to be decisive. It was said in the next few days there will be new contact between Manchester United, Napoli and Alejandro Garnacho. Some reports of the less reliable are even claiming that United are quite happy to let Garnacho go for £60 million. Which has also been sort of said by more reliable sources, but they feel that Napoli will pay up the £16 million and that this deal will happen, say some sources coming out of Italy, which is quite surprising. So it's definitely one to watch. Anyway, let's move on. Napoli sporting director Giovanni Manna will meet Manchester United in the next few hours to negotiate for Alejandro Garnacho. Napoli could be willing to reach 60 million euros, which is 52 million pounds. United want 60 million pounds, but they may accept a base fee of 50 million pounds, rising to 60 million pounds in add-ons for Garnacho. But there is a feeling that Alejandro Garnacho to Napoli is going to advance today. Some sources in Italy saying that in the next few days, even tonight, this could really advance. And Napoli apparently have a bit of confidence they could maybe get the Garnacho deal over the line, but they're just trying to drag it on to see if United accept a lower fee. But I think with Napoli's desperation of them having the money and also being in that Serie A title race, I think Napoli could make a deadline. I think it's one of those where it could go to deadline day and Napoli will just play up because they want to win the Serie A. They're top. Antonio Conte wants him. And apparently McTominay's been speaking to Garnacho. I don't know what the latest is on that, but that's quite interesting news coming out. But there is a few more stories. It's not just about Garnacho leaving. It's not just about Antony leaving. There's obviously talk of Hojlund or Xerxes leaving. Now, United would only let one or the other go. Now, Joshua Xerxes decided he's staying at Manchester United. And obviously, if he was going to leave, he would have gone to Juventus over AC Milan. But AC Milan are exploring both Xerxes and Hojlund. And United apparently could let one of them go. AC Milan are considering loan moves to Chelsea's João Felix and Manchester United duo Xerxes and Hojlund after accepting defeat in their pursuit of Marcus Rashford, says Mark Ogden. Now, I don't think Mark Ogden is the best source of information. I think he's a bit of a BSer that uses stories for clicks and interactions. But let's dive into it. Let's dive into the news. It was also said that United would need to sign another forward before allowing either Xerxes or Hojlund to leave on loan, but Juventus are interested in the pair, and the prospect of one of them leaving this month is realistic, even if Rashford finds a new club. So even with Antony gone, Rashford finding a new club and Garnacho set to go, he believes there's a prospect for one of Xerxes or Hojlund to leave, which is absolute madness. If that is the case, that's absolute madness. This is transfer madness going on right now. Now, Xerxes isn't going to leave because he's declined opportunities to leave, and he would go to Juventus over AC Milan. Let's be honest. But Rasmus Hojlund, again, I don't see him leaving. I don't personally believe Mark Ogden. But he's a player that needs confidence. He's a player that needs minutes in his legs. But I don't think United have the flexibility to let players go out on loan, other than Antony, because he's got no resale value. Let's be honest, Hojlund's on a decent wage. If we want to sell Hojlund in the summer, we will get offers. If we want to sell Xerxes in the summer, we'll get offers because they're young and on a decent wage. It's Antony that is going to struggle to sell, Casemiro that we're going to struggle to sell, Rashford that we're going to struggle to sell, which I think is why, for me, we don't need to loan out Xerxes or Hojlund. Even though Xerxes and Hojlund may benefit from a loan, there's no one that we can replace them with right now. So it doesn't make sense. But there is a bit of talk of Hojlund leaving United. And I don't know if that's just media jumping on the story because he's had a few bad games that they're sort of jumping on Hojlund out. But anyway, there's a rebuild ahead, guys. There's a rebuild ahead. There's a lot of names out. Antony's gone. Rashford's going to go. Garnacho could go. Hojlund could go. There's a crazy rebuild going on at Manchester United, and it's mad. But I'm all for getting players out because that means we're going to bring players in. But who could we be bringing in? So Manchester United are negotiating to sign Patrick Dorgu. Now, Manchester United has been linked to Dorgu for a while. Fabrizio Romano confirmed that we're looking at him and Kirkes. I think, now Antony's gone, we're going to use that to bring Dorgu in because he's quite affordable and it's very obvious we need a left wing back. That is the priority position. I wouldn't be shocked if we bring Dorgu in. I don't think this is the most reliable source of information. I don't think it's the most reliable source, but I do think that we're clearly looking at him. I think Kirkes is who we want a left wing back, and if we don't get him, it's probably because we're getting Kirkes in the summer. But apparently this guy is second choice, and with the funds being freed up by sale, I wouldn't be shocked if some advancements happen in regards to Dorgu to United. I really wouldn't be shocked in the slightest. But we also have other transfer targets. I think Kirkes is number one, Dorgu is number two. But Ait-Nouri is definitely on that list. It was said that United are now focusing on Rayan Ait-Nouri as their top target for left wing back. Wolves are possibly open to letting him leave for a fee of £46 to £51 million, which I think is a little bit overpriced for Ait-Nouri. I like him, but he's a bit of a defensive liability at times. I think that's a little bit overpriced by Wolves. Anyway, people, that is your 10-minute roundup. Antony out surely means an incoming is coming to United. Is Antony the worst signing in United history? I think he probably is. Garnacho could go. There's talk of Hojlund leaving. We're getting the rebuild. We're getting transfer madness. Thank you, people, for watching. See you next time. Bye.